Welcome back, everybody. Let's just jump right into episode 15 and some tool upgrades. It'll be really nice to have these tools done so we can really get to doing some mining on and off camera. So our smeltery's empty, and we need to put our faucet back after making that obsidian, which is still there. So let's see what we can do here. We removed our timer so we can make some tools, and we have our tool forge here, which is an upgraded tool station. And I think we should make a excavator, a hammer, and upgrade our pickaxe. There are some great resources we can use to make all of this happen. So let's start with upgrading our pickaxe. We're just going to basically upgrade this current pickaxe to a cobalt pickaxe. So all we really need to do is make a cobalt head and put it on there. So let's get some of our cobalt that we got here. In fact, we might as well cook all of it up, because we'll need it as ingots or as blocks anyway. Let's just throw it all in there and let it cook up real quick while we continue to figure out what we're going to do, what we're going to make our other tools out of. So with the hammer and the excavator, we're going to need a few new pieces. We're going to need the plates, the head, the tough tool rod, and the excavator head, and the tough binding. So let's go over here to our stencil table, and let's make the blank patterns for them. So let's see here. Tough tool rod was one of the ones you needed. Tough binding, the plate, the excavator head, and the hammer head. And that's all the ones we have. That worked out a little too well. So, let's take them here and let's put them all in our pattern chest. And I think we'll just make cobblestone versions of them so that we can cast them. So let's see. Tough tool rod, plate, excavator head. Whoops, going a little too fast here. And the hammer head. So that should be... Oh wait, I did 2 excavator heads. That's kind of funny. Okay, so that is all 5 that we need. Let's grab this cobblestone out of there. And we will just trash that extra excavator head. Looks like it's getting dark. We'll go to sleep here real quick. Our cobalt should be cooking up nicely, and hopefully it'll be done by the time we get back here. And we'll get some brass to cast these to be able to make our castings. Okay, so we're back, and it's morning. So let's head over to our smeltery here. And if I remember correctly, we should have 3 pieces of brass left. So basically, I'm going to cast these 3. I need to cast that 4th one so we can figure out, can we use this for anything? It can be used for a reinforcement modifier. And that is it. We need 1 more piece of brass. What kind of luck is that? So for our brass, let's see here. If I remember correctly, it's something like yeah, so it's 3 parts aluminum to 1 part copper. And we should be able to throw that in there with our cobalt, because I'm not worried about them mixing. So let's go with a single 3 parts. We'll go 3 of those and 1 copper, and we should be good. Throw that in there, and it should make more than enough of what we need. There we go. And we'll just throw that in there while we're at it. We may reinforce something later on. Our cobalt is looking really good. Okay, so I think I'm gonna make almost the whole hammer out of cobalt. I'm gonna make the head and the plates. But let's look up large plates to see what else might work just as good, if not better, to help enhance our hammer here. As you can see, it's melting together to create our aluminbrass, which is exactly what we need. So we'll make sure the aluminbrass goes on the bottom so that we don't accidentally attempt to cast the wrong pieces. So, okay, so you got ecological, which is terrible. Stone, which isn't much better. Flint, which isn't much better. Cactus. Bone. Obsidian. So it looks like get a variety of ones out here. I might make one of them out of iron. Purely because I think that I can repair it with iron if at least a plate is made out of iron. So night steel. Magma has superheat and flammable. That sounds dangerous. So netherrack has ardiculeus and hellish. So let's see. Cobalt has lightweight and momentum. And it has a high durability and a super fast mining speed. And I think for our tool rod on this one, we will just go with wood, because that'll make it just as good. Copper. Okay, so we'll go with that. Make one out of iron. It takes 8. Okay, so we got our aluminbrass here. Let's start with our hammer. I guess we could do that first. So we'll cast this. I guess we'll make one of those. While that's going, why don't we get some iron? Be able to put in there to cast for the next part. Okay, so that should give us all the iron we need, and it shouldn't mix with anything that's already in there. So we can just throw it right in there to cook. To be able to make this, oh, it's still going. So put the aluminbrass on bottom. Put our head in there. Allow it to do its thing. Switch back over to cobalt. Make the head out of cobalt. It takes 8 ingots to be able to make a head or a plate. That's why these tools are so very good. They do the 3x3 just so well. Okay, so our iron is up, which will make our next plate out of that. Okay, and it's done. So, did we put the put the iron at the bottom? And there we go. Now we're making a large iron plate, and we will make the tough tool rod out of wood. And we'll get the ecological bonus out of that. Yep. Okay. So, whoops. There we go. Got it back. So now we only need our piece of iron, and we'll be able to, or iron plate, I should say, to be able to make this one. And let's go see what properties it will have. And there we go. So it will have 1600 durability. Its mining level will be cobalt, and its mining speed will be 4.2. That's actually not bad for an item like this. So let's go. This looks good. Let's call it Mock's Hammer. And there we go. We have our new hammer now. And let's also make the head we need for our pickaxe upgrade. So we'll grab this, throw that in there, throw that in there. And there we go. Some more cobalt. We have a full block of molten brass. I think we're going to make one more. So we're going to have to take them all out as ingots. Okay, so let's put this here. Aluminum brass is up. And there we go. Throw that in there. And so what we'll end up doing is we're going to swap this out for that one there. And that should make it quite a bit better. I don't remember what this one's made out of. Copper. Oh, it's got the copper binding, so I'll still get the bonus experience, which is very important. So we'll go over here and replace that item in here. So we'll put our tool in there and put that piece in there, and it will go up to 905 durability, and our mining speed will double, which is significantly better. Yeah, and I will take that. And we'll give this one a name now too. There we go. That's... oh my goodness, that's wrong. Let's respell it. Okay, there we go. And it is done now. Good enough, good enough. Okay, so let's take our binding here that we have. See how much cobalt we have left. So if we look at what it takes to make the excavator, it is a single plate and the head. Now, usually I only make this out of iron, but I would like the speed bonus that can come with making it out of cobalt. So what I'll probably do is make the head out of one and the plate out of another. So we'll take off that one for a moment and grab the plate. And, oh, I haven't cast it yet. That's why. So we'll cast that real quick. Okay. So let's go with... let's make the head out of iron. So we'll make the plate out of cobalt. I'm only doing that just because I think it will give me a little bit better tool that way. Our cobalt hammer looks so nice. It's still cooling. Okay, our iron will be next. Perfect timing. There we go. Now we're going to slap those in there. Now I want to make the binding out of iridite. So what we'll do here is we're going to have to take out this cobalt. And we're going to have to go grab some iridite. I think it will require 2 or 3, but we might as well just cook it all up anyway. And then we can just have it ready to go for whenever we need it. Grab... oh, it's still cooling. Don't want to drop it in there just yet because it might accidentally mix together and make some of that high-end mycelium, I think is what it's called. I'm not entirely sure. There we go. That'll go in there. And it shouldn't be cooked up by the time that's done. Yep, we're good. Okay, so We have 7 ingots of aluminum brass left. Those, throw that in there. We're gonna still need a wooden tough tool rod. We'll make our binding here. Oh, it got nighttime. Look at that. This is still cooking up. Okay, so those are in there. That's pretty much the only place we're going to use that, so we might as well keep it there. So let's go over here and make our next tough tool rod. There we go. And by that time this should be cooked up. And we should be able to cast the tough binding. There we go. Not entirely sure. I think it takes 3. I'd need to look that up to be for sure. So 2 blocks is what will be spared here. Okay, that's back in there. That's filling up and then it'll cool. So while that's cooling, let's put this tool together. And there we go. That'll give it 1600. The mining speed is 2.5, which isn't too bad. That'll be nice enough for dirt anyway. So, yep. And then we'll test it out real quick. Give it a try. See how nice it works. Oh, nice. Very, very nice. Oh, looks like we got a friend here. There we go. He didn't make it. Such a tragedy. Oh, I'm not supposed to be eating zombie flesh. I'm saving that for the casting basin, or the drying basin. Okay, so the 1 block's in there. Let's get the other block in there. We should do our 7 ingots of loom brass. Okay. Ingot cast. There we are. Okay, so it looks like they both have a little bit here. But what we'll do for this one is go like that. I know that's terribly inefficient, but it's easier just to take it out as a full block. Okay, there's that. Put this in there with that. And we'll keep that around. Maybe we'll eventually have to make a better one here. Both our hammer and our excavator have it, so it'll make things that much nicer. Okay, so pull that out of there. Let that finish pouring there. And I think that's where we'll wrap it up. I'll take care of these ingots and run some tests on these tools to make sure they work good. And in a future episode, I'm sure we'll throw some upgrades on them. But thank you guys again for watching, and please tune in next time. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.